Hello, everybody. Welcome to Speaking Podcast, where languages come alive. And today episode, we're going to discuss how to learn languages from scratch. And for this episode, I have Vinícius, who is polyglot, who speak maybe I don't know, I'm not sure. So he speak maybe three or four, five languages. He's a Brazilian or so. And I have Victor. How are you, Victor?
I'm fine, thank you. How are
So
you?
thank you firstly to accept the invitation to come here, and that's actually important to this first speaking podcast episode.
Thank you for having me here. And it's an honor, and I hope we can have a nice chat.
Yeah. And you, Vanessa, what are your first words?
Sorry.
Words or introduce yourself.
Okay, so guys, I'm Vinicius. I like learning languages, so by now I speak like four languages actually. Portuguese, I'm not gonna count here. But yeah, I like to communicate to people. I like to express myself, and I feel like when you're talking in another language, you can connect better to people. So, yep, uh, that's me.
Going back to you, Victor. So is English your first foreign languages you have learned?
Well, my main language that I had to learn was English, and I speak a little bit of Spanish. And I had to learn mainly because of international master classes, and my master degree was in the United States. So yeah,
Okay, you
basically.
went to you went to the US just speaking English, or you had to learn English in the US.
Well, I had to do a test, an English test.
What's the name of the test? Maybe there's a test, or usually in the US, they do no.
Yeah, they call it the TOEFL test. It's basically a test that um, evaluates your ability to communicate. It's focused mainly on academic purposes,
Yes.
and yeah, I had to learn a few rules, maybe, but mainly uh, text interpretation, listening, speaking, and yeah.
Okay. Going back to you, Vinicius. So my first question is we're going to start officially this podcast with the questions. So,
Okay.
how did you get into learn English or languages?
Okay, so it started for me like with music. So when I was young, I really liked songs, but like Brazilian songs. And then I started listening to international songs, and I never like wanted to, like know how to pronunciate the song. I just like a da 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 da. You see, I went with the flow. But then I started like, oh, but maybe I can learn it. So I started going to YouTube and like finding like the lyrics and trying to, okay, I'm gonna say this word. You see?
And I listened. I was checking your Instagram, and I
Yeah.
saw a video you're singing English. That's your passion now, music.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. So that's the thing, communication, and I feel like music expresses so much. So yeah, I have some videos there.
Do you remember the first song you sang in English? Just you have in your memory right now.
Yeah, the song I think it was "Hey There, Delilah."
Hey there, Delilah. Do
Hey
you know
there,
Victor?
Delilah. Da, da, da,
I
like
don't.
this.
I don't.
Okay, perfect. But I'm not gonna sing here, guys. Sorry. Yeah, you
No.
can check my Instagram, huh?
How do you esteem yourself to be? To be a singer or polyglot?
I see myself to be a singer, but right now like I'm a polyglot. So I'm gonna go like between these two worlds.
Okay, now in the environment we are, you're a
Yeah,
polyglot.
perfect. So not singing here, guys. My bad.
Okay, very good. And how did you get into learning English, Victor? Your first impression.
uh,
How do you come into contact with English?
but I think, uh, being especially a '90s kid, we were like bombarded with English speaking media in general.
Yes.
So movies, TV shows, songs, and so the first time I had an actual difficulty with English was when I was 8, and I had this masterclass in Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah.
When you say difficulty, what do you mean?
What?
What do you mean? The fast you like the challenge? Do you
But
mean
I
challenge?
couldn't communicate with anyone actually because I haven't I was not speaking yet, so my mom was with me to be my translator. She also doesn't speak English very well, so the Irish accent
Irish,
was
that's hot. That's
was
hot. That's
very
tough.
hard for us to communicate. Uh, but was was I think was a great experience to try to communicate other than in other ways than words. Like I had friends there. I met people, and there was I'm very old. That was like 1995. So we didn't have social media. We didn't have Google Translate.
Facebook.
Yeah, so it was an intense experience for me.
Once you're talking about standing long years ago, but my question is, what actually challenged you when you started to learn English that times ago? So, what was very hard times or experience while you in your process of learning English?
Well, just I would say understanding was very hard for me. My sister, I have an older sister, she speaks very well and she was always interested in learning English. And we would talk sometimes. She would teach me a few things and
You,
yeah,
you esteem it to be the biggest challenge of your process of learning English,
would be listening, yeah. Because it's
listening.
so yeah, it's very different from Portuguese. Like I had the same kind of master class in Chile even
Yes,
before that, like
yes.
still
So
the same year.
you went to Chile.
Yeah.
So now you can speak. Can you speak Spanish?
Ah, muy poquito.
Ay!
um was another experience because when people talk to me slowly, I
Yes.
could understand a few things, and that was very different from English, where I couldn't understand at all.
Do you remember
So
the first Spanish word you learned when you moved to Chile?
I don't remember. Like ages ago. Was hola, like hola, ¿qué tal?
Ooh.
Uh, I don't know. My dad was with me and to translate also to
Yeah, your dad
well
was your Google Translator then.
yeah. And but it's, I think, kind of easier. I went back to Chile in 2003 and was even easier for me to communicate with people.
Mhm.
Then I was already a teenager and I would speak to people. I was a very shy kid.
Yeah,
So it was very
that's the
hard
thing.
for me to speak in Portuguese. So when I had to speak in other languages was
I don't know if you feel like this, but usually, like for me at least, when I'm speaking in another language, I feel it's so good. Like, oh my god, I can express myself, and some people around, like besides Canaan, cannot understand us. So it's so cool. You see, like it's kind of our magic,
But
so to
Vinicius, in your
speak.
case,
Yeah.
what was the biggest challenge for you learning languages once you speak four languages?
Yeah, so poof, I don't know because I always like to make mistakes. So that's one thing. I always
You
like not
like
not
it?
make mistakes, but the thing
Do
is,
you like it?
yeah, I like to
What
communicate.
do you mean
So
when you say I like it?
yeah, so for example, I'm not afraid of the outcome. You see, like
Yes.
for example, I was I was learning German and like last year I was like in actually in Germany,
Yes.
and I was trying like to talk to my younger teenagers. And I mean, I couldn't say that much, but when I learned like a new word, for example, moin, instead of guten Abend, I was like moin, 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 moin. So it's so cool.
This expression is very traditional, or like the official one, or the formality is just Guten Morgen.
Yeah,
But I didn't even know about it. You say that's my first time lesson to this.
yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. So when I have experience with them, I always try to learn something new or some word. But for me, yeah, I think like the biggest, like the hardest thing that happened is sometimes when you want to express yourself and you
Yes.
don't know like the exact words, so you keep like but I go until the
Stuttering.
end. I go until the end.
But do you still remember the first English or German or even Italian words you learned from the very beginning you were starting learning?
Wow, yeah, I was like I kind of I watched a lot of videos, like a lot of videos about subjects that I liked. So if you're like a stoicism person that likes philosophy, I don't know if you guys are, but I started learning like this. You see, like I put it something like that and on YouTube and keep listening and listening, and then I was like, okay, let me check the lyrics. Kind of the same with the songs in English. So, but now like focused on stoicism.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
you speak, do you speak 4 or 5 languages?
I don't know. I mean, five with Portuguese. So
5 with Portuguese.
yeah.
So for you, what's the language that's challenged you the most?
Wow. Well, nowadays probably is the Chinese that I'm trying to learn, but I mean I just know how to say 我是.
你今天怎么
And
样？
it's so
你今天怎么样？
我是 Vinicius, 你今天怎么样? I don't know. I can try to explain.
So you find English or maybe Chinese to be very hard language to learn since the phonetic pronunciation is so hard.
Yeah,
What do
the
you think about
phonetic.
it? The
Yeah,
learning Chinese, that's a big challenge, man.
it's big challenge because you need to know like the like when you put the intonation on the words, and it's so hard because sometimes it's gonna change. Like for example, when I said like to him like 我是, maybe it's 我是, and I don't know the difference, you see.
Yes.
So my ears, they don't understand the difference, and for me this is the hardest thing. Even when you said like in English, like the listening is so hard because your mind is not connected yet.
Yeah, I've known a couple from Taiwan, and they
Taiwan.
were explaining to me like the all the different vowels they have, and it's like 5 different intonations for each vowel, and it's something
That's
like
hard. That's hard.
you can say mother and you can say horse. It's basically the same word, and it's
But
I
if
I,
you
I
have an opportunity to learn a new language today,
okay,
so imagine you have an opportunity to learn a new language.
yes,
We have Kaio here.
So no.
we
I'm
have
not
we have
talking about
Kaio
me.
here,
Just
yeah.
if you have an opportunity to learn a new language today, so by yourself, uh, what language would you start learning?
Mainly German.
What German?
Uh, I think it's kind of like it's a little bit different from the Latin derived languages. It's almost like a challenge, and at least for me as a musician, as a classical musician,
Yes.
we have a lot of German terms in texts and sheet music.
Scheiße,
No,
Liga.
like sheet music, like the scores, like
Yes, the
it's
scrolls.
not
Yeah.
yeah.
But it sounds like
Yeah, you
it.
see, I try.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
deep, man.
So he already listened to some.
Do you think beginners should focus on grammar or communication while starting learning new languages?
Definitely communication, I think. Like it's the main goal, right? You can focus on grammar if uh if you need to present some research, some text, which was my case during my master's degree. Um I'll draw a parallel with music here.
Yes.
Like as a music teacher, it's very hard to keep some student um, motivated
Yes.
if you just focus on technique, for example. Like the main goal is music. You have to
I
do
want to sing that song. I want to sing that song.
so
For
just
example.
yeah, and then you have to work with the music, and if that student wants to be a professional, you
Yes.
can focus on technique and then bow technique. Like I'm a violin teacher, so bowing technique, scales. Okay, you can do a little bit of that parallel with music playing and phrasing.
But how to
Would be
focus on communication once you do not speak it, you cannot speak. You just start
Yeah,
learning. You don't. You do not multiple vocabulary. You just start learning. How can I focus on the communication? Why I still need to have vocabularies, words, expression to speak it.
yeah. I think vocabulary it's part of communication. Like for me, uh, during my undergrad, I had to write a huge paper, and it's, everybody in Brazil has to write that. We call that trabalho de conclusão de curso. Like, and I couldn't find any source in Portuguese, so many of the texts I found was in French and Italian.
Yes.
I don't speak French, Italian a little bit, like very, very, like a little bit, and yeah,
Little bit.
and but I could understand the text I was reading because I had the time. I had a dictionary. By that time, Google Translate was already a thing. So I had the time to spend on that. So I could, in the end, speak a little bit. I forgot everything right now. Like it's been maybe 12, 13 years ago. But for me, that was a form of communication. And I was not so focused on grammar. I just wanted to understand what the text meant. And I think
How about you,
True,
Vinicio? I'm
true.
sorry. Well, how about you? What do you think? Do you think beginners should start focus on communication on grammar?
I think communication also. I mean, grammar was created after the communication, if you see it. So, for example, of course, you need to know some grammar to speak, but mainly if you know the words. For example, you want to ask some information, but then you just say like, water. Oh my god, I'm gonna point to this. So water, water, please. Yum. Okay, so you're already communicating. Maybe it's not the best communication. Oh my god, I'd like a glass of water, please, my sir. I don't know. Okay, but communication is like this. When you say communication, people think actually that you're talking about like just like speaking, but communication involves so much more. So when you're using like your body, when you're showing things, when you're catching the attention of the people, and to show something, so this is communication. You're like exchanging a message, you see, like what you want to.
Just what we because you're talking like that, I want to know something. Um, so okay, you said that communication is the most important while starting learning and the very beginning of your process of your learning. But I want to know, um, when is grammar important?
Okay, so for example, let's say you can communicate something, okay, but
Yes.
then it's kind of a baby thing, you see. So for example, a baby, he can communicate. Sometimes he's gonna like, oh my god, chocolate, chocolate, so good. But
Chocolate,
then,
chocolate.
yeah, he needs to learn how to ask chocolate properly. So it comes like a bit of persuasion, you see. Like he started learning like another like other things, and then grammar becomes like, because to communicate properly, maybe like in a business opportunity, or maybe you're outside, and there are many people that they don't like actually try to understand you. So this is one of the most difficult things when you get together with this kind of people, because they don't want to understand you. So mainly you cannot do anything, you see. But if they want to understand you, like your message is going to be clearer if you have the grammar. So then you should focus more on grammar, just for like this part, you see.
I still think you didn't understand
Yeah,
answer me.
actually,
So
guys, my bad.
when is grammar important actually,
Yeah.
Vinicius? Just help me.
yeah,
When is
well,
grammar
Help us
important?
all.
I think
I
grammar
understand
it's
Vinicius says when you maybe just know the basic words you want to relate it to, or even if you I want a chocolate and I do not know the verb to want or even something. I just say, hey mom, chocolate, oh, chocolate, chocolate. She says, mom, we understand me, of course, that I need chocolate right now, but I want to know when is grammar
Perfect.
important in process of learning English or any languages.
well, I think if you can make yourself understood by people, it would be enough. Uh, just most people would understand the struggle if you're trying to speak other languages, And so I think that grammar may be important, really important, if you need to be formal in some way.
Is only grammar important in the formality?
No,
That's what it went.
no, yeah, not exactly that, but because you will learn, it becomes something that you can learn by practicing the
Yes.
language.
Yeah.
So
Try
I,
to.
I, I just, yeah, I told my case. I went to university there, so I need to learn grammar quickly to to write texts, to do researches, and then present myself to people in a professional way. Uh, so yeah, I think it's more like almost for a few formalities. Um, when I went to France once, I didn't speak any French, and but I tried. It was
Good.
very hard, and some people in Bordeaux, they were very patient with me. They was like, "Come on, try it. Yeah, you can do it,"
Speak it
and I
out.
couldn't.
Speak it out.
Allons-y, allons-y,
Yeah,
allons-y.
and then
Ouais.
I spoke English, and they were like, "Oh,
Oh, mon Dieu, hein.
Mon Dieu." Yeah. They actually thought I was American. It was like,
Once let's go to the spot. You moved to the US, right?
yes.
So how was your first impression? Your first contact with American?
Well, I the first time when there was a few years before that. Actually, I spent a whole month in a music festival, in a conducting program, and was I actually didn't know what to expect, because sometimes we have some impressions and some kind of prejudices against some, not against, but about some people. And but fortunately, my parents, they traveled a lot, so one of the things they taught me was to never to expect anything. Like, any place you go, you get a different reception, different people. In, your interactions would
What
be different.
was United
So
States better than you have ever thought?
I think the people, basically, all places I went, the people were very nice. Because I grew up l- um, thinking that the American people would like code
Mm,
towards people,
yeah.
and
They
that might be.
don't like small talk.
Yeah, yeah,
Like German, they don't like small talk. Like if you want try
It
to
depends, eh?
no, I'm not talking that. This is not generally, but European people they not very used to small talk.
I,
Like
no, no, they
Brazilian,
don't like.
Brazilian is
yeah.
more warm and welcoming.
Yes,
That's the
But the
reality.
thing is also like the perception we have about the other countries and also like Brazilian people. You see, like if you ask to anyone in the world, like, oh, what's a Brazilian like? Oh my God, he's so fun. You see, like he doesn't even know me and he's like treating me like
But
his
this is the
family.
reality. Brazilian people are
Yeah.
warm and welcoming.
Perfect, perfect. But it's also about like this perception because, for example, I came from like a village here
Hmm.
in Santa Catarina, and it was very small, and like the people there, they were mainly like ancient and old people, and actually there they weren't that welcome to people like that came from another part, even from Brazil. You see, so I find that like people nowadays, because like this younger generation, like 30, 40, even 40, they're so much more communicative than they were like in the past with people that try just to express a message or something like this.
According to your experience while you were living in Europe, right? So in Italy, what did you
Yeah.
live in?
Yeah, so when I was in Italy, actually, I was working on board. So I was like an animator, like youth staff. So I worked with like young, actually, it's not young, but like with the teenagers and this thing. So I was like doing cruises there.
So Brazilian people, comparing to American or even Italian. So what is the difference? So is Brazilian different from Americans or even Italian or German? We are talking about the hospitality. So once I do not know you and we understood, and I go talking to you for the very first time. Hello, like having trying to have a small talk. So, in my opinion, also, I think European people and American they are not that much warm and welcoming like Brazilian
Yeah.
or even Bengalian.
Yeah, so that was my impression. But I think the people I met, they were actually
They're different
very
from you from that
welcoming.
perspective.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like even the Americans, because of course in an international festival, you meet people from all over the world, including that couple from Taiwan I spoke.
Yes.
Um, but I think I had luck with it.
Yeah.
Mainly, like many Americans I knew were very welcoming, very communicative. And my master's was, of course, New Mexico, so it's a lot of Latin derived
We
people. I
arriba,
guess.
vamos,
No, yeah, it's
Kiko.
not that
No?
like that, but
Okay. But I like so much
but
Mexico.
What,
yeah,
I miss it.
did you go to
No, I
have it
never.
ready?
But I
but
miss it already.
yeah, it's the New Mexico state in the United States. So, but
Ah,
yeah,
okay,
it's
this
not
Fine.
Mexico.
that's
Yeah,
not the well.
I
but
knew it.
it's yeah. But still, people there were very warm, like the way I didn't expect, including the Americans. Um,
But I want you to talk that generally. Do Americans are more warm or welcoming than Brazilian?
I think that depends on the region
And the age.
and the age. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Uh, I think,
But if
but
you
like
have an opportunity to select
Oh
one,
my
to
god.
choose one, to like this one is more welcoming and warm than this one. We are talking about the culture, so I think Brazil is warm
yes, yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
welcoming.
Like I
So
think it's
generally, we're not talking. We're not on the same page, of course.
yeah, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand
We
that.
give up, guys. Brazilians are the best.
No,
But
I mean, I do not want
I'm
to.
not. I have not like.
I was trying here.
I like Americans. I like Europe. They're very good. I have friends
Yeah.
from. But actually, when we're talking generally, they're not very that much warm and welcoming like Brazilian or even Angolan.
Yeah, maybe it's because like
Something's missing there.
Brazilians, yeah, they connect faster than like Europeans or maybe Americans. Americans and I mean, yeah, Americans and Europeans and people from around the world, they need to know a bit more about you. You see, like to start speaking, even just speaking.
yeah,
But Brazilians, they
just a disclaimer: it's not 100% of the Americans I knew were like
Yes, of course, of course. But
like
we are talking generally. If
yeah,
you have an
yeah,
opportunity
generally.
to choose one, no,
yeah.
of course,
Of
Brazilian.
course, Brazil. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like
But
we you can meet a person in the same day and go out as friends. Like I had
and get
this
out as enemies.
yeah, well
I'm
that
kidding.
that can happen, but
No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
it's
but
not
I knew
not as
it.
common. Um but yeah, like I I I can make friends here in Brazil much faster than
Easily.
yeah.
Just went back to this topic about languages or English. So, what's the common mistakes? So, beginners.
Wow. I find like
Yes.
pronunciation it's so important and people like usually Brazilians that I have more contact with, but even like Italians, guys, Italians, I love you so much. But when you start speaking like this, it's a bit
These
of a
Good
mess.
morning. Good morning.
It's a bit of a mess. I'm having my hands here with me. So I find it cool because I like in the beginning, just to contextualize, I didn't like, for example, to have my accent but nowadays I find it so cool and so funny.
No, you're talking about. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're talking about Italian or about your experiencing while you were in Europe.
Yep.
So I want to know what's the common mistake beginners make while starting learn languages or even Italian. They trying to mix up the pronunciation from Italian
Yeah, that's
language.
the thing.
How do
So
you find it? What's the first, how was your first impression, or what was your first impression when you listened to Italian trying to speak English with that accent, that very different and weird?
I mean, it depends. It's because like when you grow up in a city, or when you grow up in a country that speaks that way, and that way is all you have in your mind, so it's natural that when you're going to learn another language, you're going to base yourself in the parameters that you have like already acquired. So that's the thing. So when they speak, usually they put so much emphasis in vowels that and vowels no and consonants that shouldn't have, maybe, but it makes them so good and cute. I mean, I love it. I love it. So
I think it's nice to um, say where a certain person is from based on their
yeah,
accent when speaking another language.
it's so cool.
Uh, I would say like the most common mistake is not try to communicate, and maybe
Yes,
the fear of sounding bad.
that's the very
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
very
So
good.
that's it. It's impossible to not sound bad if you
Guys,
just start speaking. Like it's uh yeah.
we're
Like my
sounding
wife
bad right
didn't
here, and
didn't
we
think
already speak English. That's the thing. I want to normalize also. It's because, sorry, I
it's
interrupted you.
okay.
It's
No, no, it's
normal,
okay.
huh? But usually, like for example, nowadays I'm really confident, and I know, and I'm fluent in English. But sometimes when when you say this to a person, they keep staring you like this. Okay, make a mistake, make a mistake. It's
Yes.
not gonna be like you're not fluent anymore. And guys, it's not about it. You see, so you're going to make mistakes even in Portuguese, even in French. Oh my god, in French I make oh la la. Eh? So,
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
but
That's
yeah,
his
but the
first
thing is,
mistake.
yeah, already started with the mistake. So the thing is not about mistake. Fluency is about when you can, pass this message
Yes, yeah.
easily, and that's the thing. So I started normalizing it because, like, I've been a teacher, uh, and people were like, "Oh my god!" So no, guys, it's normal. I'm a person. Sorry, I'm not ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm not ChatGPT. That's nice. So, Victor, let me know something. Would you recommend maybe some techniques from you or methods that you used when you were studying English, just that makes everything easier for you to learn?
I think immersion, like surround yourself with the language you're trying to learn. And of course, English it's a little bit easier because we have a lot of media. Like
Yes.
in the 90s when I was growing up, it was all films and TV shows. Uh, I think, yeah, would be would be immerse yourself. Try to
So
read.
important.
Try to watch a movie in the language you're trying to speak. I'm proposing myself to learn German.
God, God.
So
Good
yeah, yeah. So
Don't go
yeah.
that way, mate.
Yeah,
Don't
don't
go
get
that way. That's
it.
hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm checking a few books with an easier vocabulary
Yes.
and movies. I put on my list on Netflix the TV show Dark, and haven't watched yet. But so I think will be that. Of course, you have YouTube channels. You have some apps that can
And now
help
you
you.
have speaking podcasts if you want to practicing your listening, guys.
And now you have speaking
Oh,
podcasts.
marketing.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what
Ooh
I
la
mean.
la.
Ooh la
Yeah,
la.
ça c'est bien, hein? Ça c'est bien.
Yeah,
C'est
but
bien,
yeah,
hein?
so you can use those. I just don't think it's enough to because I think it's like apps or
Wow.
textbook. It's kind of dry, so you have to be more try to be more communicative and immerse yourself. Um, as I said, I used to speak a few words to exchange a few words with my sister
Yes.
growing up, and she,
This is so good
yeah,
when you
and it helped me a lot. So I'll have to call a few of my German friends to
And then,
can I
Yeah.
speak a little bit.
Yeah.
then on top of that, um, let me know something. Have you ever had funny moments trying to speak English?
Yeah, yeah, I have a few. I was teaching violin to this 8-year-old, and
Wow.
his mom was always watching the lesson, and they were very nice people. And she was complimenting my accent because his previous teacher had a very hard accent. They didn't understand him very much. And right when she complimented me, I said that I had a few difficulties using my tongue for a few words, but I said
Yes.
thong, which is underwear. And she
Wow.
started like laughing, of course. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was just those small funny mistakes.
Sometimes you make fun of this mistake. You see, let it go, huh? It's
Yeah,
tongue or
like
it's tongue. I don't know.
And what about your funny moments?
Never. I mean, I have many, but I don't remember them right
never
now.
many.
Yeah. But I feel like I have more funny moments in other languages than English, because I was about to say it before. I feel like English, guys. Sorry for you there. Like, is learning English for the first time. I don't know if you have this conception, but I do. I feel like English is the one language that you cannot make mistakes. So it's kind of hard in our mind. Okay,
Hmm.
like in mine, for example. But in other languages, guys, poof, I just go. You see, my French, oh my God. Kaio is like really like trying to stop him from speaking French.
uh,
Yeah.
Like a few mistakes. It's like we kind of expect to go over people's heads. Like
Yeah.
some like there was one time in the United States where I have a little bucket of paçoca,
Wow.
which
Pasaka.
is yeah, and I love
So
paçoca.
good.
And I was offering my friends, and this girl like I was asking her, "Do you like peanuts?" And accidentally I said, "Do you like peanuts?" And sounded almost like, you know,
But
yeah, the
No, I'm
male
not gonna say.
genitalia
I'm not gonna
was
say.
that was a
You see?
very awkward moment,
Ah, maybe
and
you see.
I yeah
I'm
no,
just
then
offering.
this is not fun moment. This is
I'm
not
just,
funny. This is a cool moment. That's why.
I'm
yeah, but
just offering here. I don't know.
But
no,
doing your
It's
living
weird.
in Italy, didn't you have any funny or one awkward moment there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there are many things. For example, I was learning Italian. So, for example, there are many words, and nowadays, oh my God, my Italian is so bad. It's so bad. But I remember there's one that's, oh my God, I cannot say it because I don't know the right word for soccer, but I think it's calcio.
Calcio,
Calcio.
calcio,
Yeah,
calcio.
I think it is. And there's the wrong word without the L. Okay, so I was like with the kids, and like the parents, they came to take the kids from the park, and I was like, okay, okay. And just one question, eh? Do you like, instead of, so oh my God, I forgot my Italian right now. So
Yeah.
ti piace
don't risk it.
yeah, I'm not gonna say
Il
the word. I
calcio.
think I think it's better not to. But there's another similar word that it's like the genital, like the masculine genital also. So I was like, and the parents, they were like, and the kid were like, and I was like, guys,
Everybody was like,
yeah, it was so hard. It was so hard. So it happens. It happens. It's
but tell me
normal.
something, Vinicius. What is the possibility to learn language completely on your own
Ooh.
without teacher?
Yeah, I mean, you'll always have a teacher. For example, if you search for something on internet,
That's a teacher.
yeah, it's a teacher. You see, like for example, uh, there are many contents there. So that's the hardest thing I try to uh, pass on. You see, because you always will have a teacher. You see, kind of. But I do think you can learn alone by yourself. It just consumes more time, and you need to be like really focused, like really like you want to have this motivation and go forward and try new things, because usually we keep in the comfort zone. Yeah, you see.
Yes, the comfort zone is
Yeah,
bad.
my German, it's totally comforted. Stopped.
And
Yeah.
you, Victor, what's the possibility to learn a language on your own completely on your own without teacher.
I would agree with Vinicius here because
Actually, I bought
everything.
him. He's
Yeah.
agreeing with me many times that I bought him.
Every tool you have will serve as a teacher, but I think if your main goal is to communicate, to exchange experience with people, it's always better to have someone to take that journey with you. So completely on your own, you can learn it, but I think it's not the purpose of speaking a new language. And yeah,
Perfect. Yeah, yeah, I do agree. I do agree.
Really?
Yeah. Can I? No, that's the thing. Yeah, it's so good when you have like a people that are in the same level as you are, and they're trying and they're like motivating each other. Like, I want to do better, and oh my god, me too. It's kind of the gym, you see. Oh my god, I touch him, but it's kind of the gym. You go to the gym, you don't know anything, and then you already know. Oh, but that's that exercise there. It's so good. I can do it, and okay.
No,
So,
but what is the possibility from 1 to 10?
from 1 to 10. So now we have it's a test. You say the number. I agree.
Yeah.
oh
Oh
my
my god.
God. Yeah, yeah. I don't think that you can measure that possibility in that exact form because yeah, you might learn a few rules, a few memorized phrases, sentences. I would say
Yeah, at some point you're going to communicate to other people like
yeah.
a lot of
So
it's
yeah, if you immerse yourself, it's 10 definitely.
10?
Like,
Stan. If he
but but
says so.
but
That's
as
10.
yeah, but as he said, everything you use will be some form of teacher or teaching
Yeah, like a tutor or
Methods.
tool.
something like this.
Yeah, I think yeah.
As we said, like for example, me, I'm learning English like from 2018 that I started like, oh my god, now I'm learning. I can do something with English. So it's kind of this like you can learn by yourself. Yeah, definitely. I think yeah, 100%. The thing is the time you're going to pass through the things you see because sometimes when you have a person that already knows like that thing they can explain that in a way that's much more understandable in your situation in your context then you're trying to find yourself and you don't even know anything about that so like the teacher he already knows like okay so you live here probably you know like we can do this thing that's harder for the person that's doing it alone
can I
doesn't
just
have any
yeah
Yes.
just so my experience when I was to when I was accepted to in my master's degree
Yes.
in United States, my wife went with me and she didn't speak anything. So there was those people there from not the university itself, but there was a church and people they were teaching the students' spouses
wow
and so she had that experience with a lot of people from France, from China, from everywhere,
In the world.
where yeah, where people didn't speak English and were the same level as she was, and in 1 year she was already communicating like
yeah
she was just getting along with everyone. She didn't need me for translate anything more like so yeah you can try to learn on your own, but I think she wouldn't have that
Sussex.
what
Sussex. Sussex?
success. Yeah. She wouldn't be as
Oh,
successful if
she
she
wouldn't
didn't had
succeed.
yeah
yeah
if she didn't have anyone to
But what
accompany her.
resources you helped or helped or did you help your wife the most in this process or in this journey?
The sources
Yes, resources.
I actually don't know.
yeah
They were
Apes,
like it
we
books,
was
have
it was
another
songs.
we have
yes
another plot here
yeah
maybe
like
next time
they were like they had this huge room where people just try to communicate So I don't think they
The
had like
source
any
were people.
textbook or
Yes, yes,
something.
yes.
I think it's more like a conversational talking with other people.
And you, Vanessa, what sources did you used and helped you the most?
So yeah, there's one website. It's so good because it helped me like with the subtitles in many like I think like there are many of videos there. So it's youglish.com. It's so good. You can go there and you, for example, you write a word and it's gonna search for a video that has the word and also like all the context.
Oh,
So you can check the video, check the word, and check the word like between other words because it's also a thing. It's harder to put these two things together.
Let's go for piece advice. What advice would you give to someone who's starting learning English today, or French or Italian?
Be confident. No, yeah, I mean trust the process. I mean it's
Just
just like this. Yeah.
I would say
Mm,
embrace your role as a beginner, as a
yeah.
beginner, as someone
True.
who's trying, and don't be afraid to sound bad.
Yeah, and the main
It,
thing is you don't know anything, so it's
yeah,
incredible. You just say things, and if the person understand, it's on you. You got me. It's so good because, for example, when I was trying to speak Italian, I was like, "But buongiorno." Ah, you got me. Oh, good. So
Good,
it's
good.
yeah,
good,
it's just like
good.
this. You
So
see,
yeah,
just trust it.
Can you introduce yourself in Italian?
Ma dai, ma io sono davvero italiano, cazzo. Infatti non sono portoghese, come non sono brasiliano. Sono Vinícius, ho 25 anni.
Da quanto tempo parli italiano?
Bah, non lo so, penso da 2023 o 2022, magari. 2 anni.
Come hai
3.
cominciato a parlare italiano da solo?
Più o meno perché quindi io volevo lavorare in questa compagnia di crociera e sapevo che la compagnia era italiana. Come io volevo imparare anche l'italiano. C'è la mia famiglia, loro sono tutti italiani, come la discendenza, non so se è la parola giusta, però volevo imparare, ho fatto da solo e dopo sono arrivato là, non parlavo un cazzo di italiano, come non potevo esprimermi, ma ho imparato, come ho parlato con le persone, 2, 3 parole, 4, 5 e va
4
bene.
5 anche.
Sì, sì, buongiorno, buonasera, come va? Ah, sto bene. E
Non è
così.
difficile di parlare italiano per te?
No, per chi parli, per chi already parli, per chi già parli come se te già parli portoghese, spagnolo,
Spagnolo.
penso che è più penso no, però è troppo facile perché è lo stesso,
Lo senso, claro.
sì, deve soltanto come imparare un po' la pronuncia. E è questo.
Ma la pronuncia di italiano è un po'
È
similare col portoghese, no?
veramente
Sì.
facile. Sì, il portoghese noi cambiamo qualcosina, però in italiano è giusta, eh. Italiani, voi siete spettacolari. Perché in portoghese, come brasiliano, noi diciamo apparentemente, però la finale è un E. Apparentemente, non so in italiano com'è, però dovrebbe essere. Noi diciamo come dovrebbe essere. Come noi cambiamo la vocale,
Mais
però scriviamo di un altro.
c'était très difficile pour toi
Mon
d'apprendre
Dieu.
l'italien?
Le litier, mon Dieu, mon français, je ne parle pas, il a beaucoup de temps, hein. Donc,
Ça fait beaucoup de temps que tu ne parles pas français.
ouais. La dernière fois, en fait,
Oui,
c'était
oui,
avec toi.
nous parlons français ensemble, mais
Oh,
c'était très génial et votre français est vraiment très bon.
non, c'est spectaculaire, hein. C'est
Mais
seulement.
Victor, you should learn French, German, or even Italian.
Yeah, and
definitely.
it's kind of a virus, eh? If you start learning, because before we were talking to Victor in the off here, and he was like, "Yeah, I just know English, and a bit of Spanish, and then in the podcast, I want to learn German.
Yes.
Actually, you go, you go. It's so good." Hmm.
Okay, so guys, thank you very much for this time, for coming here and for sharing this to everybody who are actually truly interesting interested to learn languages, and that's unbelievable. That's mean a lot to me because that's the first episode, and having you, Vinicio, a very funny guy,
Very funny guy.
and
Yeah.
also that I don't know I do not know how to describe. How do you describe yourself?
How would I describe myself?
Yes, calm, funny.
I don't
That's
know.
finish.
I try to stay calm all the time.
Yes,
Yes, it's
He's a classical musician.
Yes, classic, so
yeah,
classic, so
I
formal.
mean, he's always in peace with himself. You see, like
not always. No.
no. I
yeah.
mean, outside,
So
outside, you're
the
like
outside may look
Yeah.
like yeah.
Okay, thank you everybody for watching this first episode of the Speaking Podcast where languages come alive. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
bye, guys. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having us.